Seattle Maritime Academy and received his 100-ton master's license. In 2003, Scott transferred to the St. Regis in Dana Point and then moved on to the Montage Resort in 2006. Scott is an award-winning amateur ballroom dancer, and he loves to ride his motorcycle. He has taken lessons with several former and current world champion dancers, including Cheryl Burke from Dancing with the Stars. Scott started Dunklee Industries in 2011 and specializes in finding product solutions to help brand businesses.
Thank you, Katie. So Dunklee Industries, business branding. I have over 3,500 different suppliers at my disposal to find products for just about everything that you can possibly think of. So as somebody pointed out recently on 101, I believe it was you, I'm like the Costco for logos. So pretty much anything you can think of I can get for logos. So where I started, back in Lake Tahoe, first hotel I ever worked at, Calamita Lodge. Right on the border of California, Nevada. The border actually went straight through the pool there, which was kind of neat. Went from there to the Phoenician, which is in Scottsdale, Arizona, 5-star, 5-down resort. When I worked there, it was ranked number 3 in the country and number 7 in the world. Phenomenal place. Learned a lot about how to talk to people and how to customer service. I hate saying that word because I know we're not supposed to use that word, but the basis for everything that I've done and how I started this business was basically started there. The training there was just phenomenal, just a great resort. Got put on the POA team, which is called the pre-opening assistant team. So the first hotel that they sent me to from there to open was the Dana Point St. Regis. I have pictures of when it first opened. So when it wasn't opened, all the construction was going on, and then it opened, and I got to work there for a couple years, which is a fantastic experience. Went from there to the Montage, and the Montage was actually opened by the general manager that I had at the Phoenician in Arizona. He ended up starting the Montage Corporation, so I worked for him there and worked for him for about 5 years there. In between all this a little bit, I had the opportunity to be the crew chief for the Lucas Oil road racing team. Fantastic experience. One of the guys that I met at the St. Regis came up to me one day and said, "Hey, we're starting a motorcycle racing team. You want to be the crew chief?" Sure. You know anything about motorcycles?
No.
Yeah, sure I do. So I ended up getting to be on the team, and that was a great experience. And at one point, they actually even let me race a little bit. So that's me racing. Knee down on the ground and everything. Got to do an endurance race, which was a 6-hour race, and we all got to change positions and everything, which was fantastic. So what that brings me to is this, ballroom. It's actually it's fantastic. It actually takes me away from everything else and lets me just get away. This is my getaway, and this is what I do, and I have more fun doing this than probably anything I've ever done. This is my instructor, Bonnie. I do a lot of Pro-Am events with her. First one we did was in San Diego. I was in 27 events and got 27 first place finishes. So
wow,
that was good. I also have an amateur partner. Her name's Kunchin. We've done very well together as well. We do both rhythm and smooth, which is waltz, tango, foxtrot, beanies, waltz, cha-cha, rumba, swing, bolero, and mambo. And that's it, just 9 dances. So we've done very well. We've had a lot of fun competing, and our next event is actually in about 6 weeks right here in Irvine. So if you want to come by, you can check that out. So that's about me. Now about the company. There's 2 kind of major parts that we do. One is screen printing. And screen printing is basically the process of taking ink and putting it onto a shirt. The way that's done is you take a screen, you put it into a photo lab basically. The screen gets light emulsion put on it, and then that allows the ink to flow through the screen and put onto a shirt. Now, with that, when you have a shirt similar to this, you'll notice that there's 2 colors on here. There's white and there's red. The blue is actually the shirt in the background that you can see. So each different color is a separate screen. So there's a lot of setup charge that goes with that. The great thing about screen printing is you can put it on just about anything. So the lanyards that you have are screen printed. You can actually screen print pens and everything else. Now, when we do screen printing, we have to have vectored art. And the reason we have to have vectored art is because we have to separate the colors. Because we have a white and we have a red, each different color is a different screen. And then you pass the, basically you're passing the ink over it and it gets put on the shirt. So you have one that goes on this screen, one that goes on here, and it just gets passed around this big machine to get everything on there. The other thing that we do is embroidery. Now embroidery, obviously the big difference between embroidery and screen printing, this is thread. Thread, you can do patches, you can do hats, you can do jackets. The difference being, I don't have to have vectored art to do this. I can actually just take a picture and then have it replicated and put on here. With doing screen printing, I can't do that. So this is actually thread that's on here and embroidered. Different kinds of business branding. All these different products are just kind of the tip of the iceberg. Everything from mugs to bags to pens to coasters to awards to journals, flash drives. All those different items are products that I can get and have access to help businesses grow and help them market themselves to make themselves visible. That's me. Vector art is all the art that Karen does. So instead of just being, so you have your logo, right? And if you have a JPEG of your logo, you can take that and you can put it onto something. But if you need to blow it up or make it smaller, most of the time if you want to try to make it bigger, if you have just a JPEG, if you blow it up on your computer, it'll pixelate. You ever notice that? So with vector art, it won't pixelate. You can make it as big as you want, and it just is a straight line all the time. Anything else?
Thank you, Scott.